The last class, we have seen the four major biological systems of Earth. Four major biological systems of Earth. Which are they? Sandra, which are they? Four biological systems. Pranav? Fisheries, forests, grasslands, croplands. You see, these are the four major biological systems of the earth. And in the next page, we have seen, you see, in large areas of the world, human claims on these systems. Human depends on these systems. That is why for major biological system. And people, humankind depends upon these systems. There are here some people without fish, they cannot eat anything. Every day they need fish. Biological system, we depend. You are sitting on a chair. You look at your wooden chair. You see, that is made of forest, made from the forest. You are depending. You are lying on the bed. Some students were lying and here in my class. Not my class, some other classes. Lying on the bed, hearing the class, not attending the class. Attending the class means with the eyes and ears, physical and intellectual attendance. That is attending the class. Hearing the class means there are some people, I am hearing the class, lying on the bed and record a class is switched on. Hearing the class, that is different. You see, we are depending upon these major biological systems. So, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level. After it's a recurrent and continuous usage, man has become a saturation point, a growth where he cannot keep a balance. Not pocket balance, balancing. He cannot make it balanced in the life. In the life. Unsustainable level. A level which we are unable to maintain. A level which we are unable to maintain. A point where their productivity is impaired. Where its productivity, the natural resources, the biological systems, its productivity is impaired, affected. Impaired means affected, negatively affected. So, because of the increasing demand, increasing necessities, humans are cutting the trees. Sandra, humans are cutting. Deforestation. Deforestation. On the other side, we are not planting the trees. And the equilibrium of the nature is lost. That is unsustainable level. The equilibrium is lost. That is what is called Kalavastha Vedyanam. Isn't it? The change in the climate, climatical situations, global warming. Water level of the seas are increasing. Ice in the Antarctica is melting. Clear now? All these are these reflections. Man is unable to maintain Humans are unable to keep the equilibrium, balancing the life. Balancing the life. So, because of the increased demand of the humans on the biological systems of the nature of the earth, and the equilibrium of the nature is lost. When this equilibrium is lost, I would say, when this equilibrium is disturbed, Sayujya, when it happens, what happens? The losing disbalance happens. When this disbalance happens, fisheries collapse. Sometimes the fishermen go to the sea and came back with the empty hand. No fish. No fish. Formerly, people were happy with the utal. Some kind of people get the fish during the time of flood, isn't it? They keep one net, Shibu, a net, bamboo net, and they would get the fish, isn't it? So people were very happy. Now the fishermen goes with fishermen go with fishing boats, and they come desperate. We are not permitting the smaller ones to grow. If the fisherman keeps a fishing rod, he gets one fish at a time. Am I right? One fish at a time. And he permits the other smaller ones to grow. Every evening, the fisherman in a boat, not machine boat, vanji, small boat. While sitting in that small boat and fishing there in the evening by 4 o'clock or 3:50, he says goodbye to the fishes. Bye. I will come to you tomorrow. Eat something and grow fast so that I may catch you. Clear now? That is the thing. The fisherman catches 5 or 6 or 20 or 25 fishes from the sea, from the river. And he comes back. He himself says, it is enough for the day. Am I right? I am not talking about today's fisherman, the early fisherman. He says, it is enough for me today. He comes back. And he allows the other smaller fishes to grow, so that I may be able to catch you some other day. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. My dear rain, today it is enough. Don't give me flood. Don't make me in 2018. This rain is enough. You come another day. In this way, if we keep, when the fisherman of the boat goes, what happens? The whole net is collecting whatever it gets into the net. The smaller and bigger and little fishes were caught dead. The sea becomes empty. That is what is called. When this disbalance happens, what happens? What happens? Fisheries are affected. Fisheries are affected. You see, fisheries collapse. Fisheries are negatively affected. Forests disappear. Am I right? Forests are disappearing. The concrete trees are emerging instead of natural trees. In order to extend the size of your house, Think how many coconut trees, how many other smaller and larger trees you have cut. Think. Did you plant such trees again? Instead, you have planted some garden plants. Did you plant any larger trees in front of your house? You have cut. Many areas nearby the forests are cleared and apartments were built up. Instead of natural trees, concrete trees were coming up. You see, it affects our climatic situation. Climatic situation. You see, forests disappear. Grasslands are converted into barren wastelands. Nobody is interested to go to the field. Abiram, suppose Achan bought 1 acre paddy field. 1 acre paddy field. Saplings are kept, they planted in the chali, isn't it? Muddy land, muddy soil. And one day Achan telephoned to Abiram. Abiram, go and pick out those weeds from the paddy fields. What is the first impression of our Abiram? Chili. Should I go? Should I go? First question. We are reluctant to go to the farm. Am I right, Sanjana? We are reluctant to go to the muddy field, though it is our own land. And what we do, we don't cultivate those land. It is empty there. It is vacant there. It is barren, not fruitful. After that, Achan decides, let us build a house for Abhilash there. He converted the paddy field into a plot where he built a house. Grassy land is gone. I casually remember one incident. When I was in Coimbatore, I used to come alternative Saturdays and Sundays to Kerala. By bus I come. By bus. My classes get over by 7:30 night. After that, I would come back and I reach home by 1 o'clock in the midnight. One day I was returning by bus. And when I reached Palakkad, it was heavy rain. Heavy rain. I was crossing Kanchikode to our Valaya area, border area. Heavy rain means heavy rain. All the paddy fields are filled with the paddy sapling. Very nice to see. But it is not nice to me because every day I see that. But one boy of your age, maybe 2-3 years more than that, more than you, was sitting beside me on right side. I was on the window side. So he told me, Cheta, shall I sit on the window side? It was 3, 4, 5, around 10 years ago. I was very young at that time. Sweet 25, isn't it? At that time. Now it is 35, isn't it? So that is why he told me, Cheta, shall I sit there on the windows? I told, okay, you sit there. Then he took his mobile. He was taking the video of this paddy field and rain. For continuously for 4 to 5 minutes, he was taking the video. Then I asked, why are you taking this video? For me, it is nothing. Muddy, marshy like land. So he told, sir, how beautiful it is. How beautiful it is, that field you see. I am not saying joke. This is the reality what I felt. He said, how beautiful it is. Then I asked him, where are you coming from? Sir, I am coming from Kochi. Then I understood. Clear now? I could see the difference between the natures or the background of Cochin and Walayar. Walayar is filled with greenery. There it is filled, Kochi is filled with concrete greenery. So for him, this paddy field was something beautiful. Clear now? Casually it came to my mind. You see here, the forests disappear, grasslands are converted to barren wastelands, and croplands, paddy field, are deteriorated, cut short. This is what is happening when the equilibrium loses. When disbalance in the major biological system is disturbed, these things happen. Fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into wasteland, croplands deteriorate. In a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is common every day. What is the difference? Two contrasts are told there. Two contrasts. Which are the contrasts? Sanam? Which are the contrasts? Can you say? Can anyone say? Which are the contrasts? Amal Roshan? Aparna? Can anyone say, Pavitra? Which are the contrasts, Abhilash? Kevin? Which are the contrasts there? Sanjana?
Protein conscious and protein hungry.
Protein conscious. Then protein hungry world. That means one is ellum tholum, isn't it? One is bone and skin. We can count the skeleton. Protein demanding, protein hungry. They are hungry for protein. There are some people, muscles are bulged. So there are some people, they knew, they are conscious, they are aware about the need of protein, and they eat 7 C's. They eat, actually, they eat 7 C's. What is they eat 7 C's? You have eaten 7 C's. Now, how can we can drink 7 C's, isn't it? How can I eat 7 C's? Can anyone say? 7 C's is the branded name of the tablets. Cod liver tablets. It is a beaker type bottle, yellow label, 7 C's. It is its brand name. Cod liver oil, vitamin A. Vitamin A tablets. When you are small children, your mother might have given to you 1 tablet each and would say, if you eat this, your eyes will be bright. We are conscious We are conscious, Kevin. We are aware about the value of protein. You might have taken the food with 121 proteins. Which are they? Which is it? Which is that? 121 protein. What is that one powder is there? Complan, multivitamin powder, isn't it? Multivitamin. And the boost you, isn't it? The boost you. If I put 1 spoon boost, then you become very energetic. Bonvita. You are aware about the quality need of Bonvita. You are aware about the need of proteins. You are aware about the need of vitamins. So you are in demand of fish. See? Clear now? Because you know that there is rich protein in fishes, you eat fish. So you want fish, you catch fish. One side. Another side, there are people who are slim, not because of beauty slim, because of poverty. They are in need of protein. So they also need fishes. This is the two contradictory, opposite stages. To some people, doctor says, to Aparna, doctor says, take this tablet in 1 glass of milk. To Aparna, doctor says, take this in 1 glass of milk. Same tablet, the same doctor will give to Rahul Ramesh, take the tablet thrice a day. Understood? Clear now? Same tablets. Thrice a day for Aparna, same doctor, same tablet, same thrice a day to Rahul Ramesh. But the same doctor tells Aparna, take this tablet with 1 glass of milk. To Rahul, the doctor told, take the tablet thrice a day. What is the need? The doctor became aware that is Aparna is milk hungry. And Rahul is milk demanding. Clear now? Clear now? Doctor felt that yesterday one student came to me. So I asked her, can you give that pants to me, to my younger son? Very small. And I told her, I will count the bones, whether it is 206 or not. Then I told her mother that her everyday food, the photo of the food plate should be taken and sent to me. Now, yesterday I got the photo also. Her lunch photo came here. And I told, if she keeps anything balanced there in the plate, that also should be taken to me. Well, she is a very obedient child, I know. And yesterday the plate was empty. When it was given to her lunch, plate was full. And when after her food, the plate was empty. So I told, after 1 month, I will see 10 kilo increase. What I mean is that here you see people who are protein conscious, who were aware about the value of protein, they will catch fish. And the people who are in need of protein also will catch the fish. You see, in a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing, fishing extra fishes is very common because both groups have to be satisfied, should be satisfied. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated, reduced. Decimated means reduced, decimated in order to procure firewood for cooking. In poor countries, we can say in poor areas, our tribal areas and all these things, isn't it? Poor areas where the people are unable to get LPG, where people are very poor to afford the daily expenses, they would depend upon firewood. They would depend upon firewood. In order to get the firewood, they would cut the trees. Cut the trees. That is the thing. So, in poor countries, local forests are being reduced in order to procure, in order to find fire. Procure here means in order to find firewood for cooking. Forest is affected. Fishery is affected for protein. Here, firewood, forest is affected. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside the pot. You see, underline that. What goes under the pot is costlier than what goes inside the pot. Sandra, what goes inside the pot? What goes inside the pot? Kevin?
Food.
Eh?
Sir, food.
Food, rice, food materials. What goes inside the pot? You see, what goes under the pot? Firewood. That means firewood is costlier than rice. That's the meaning. You see, in some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Mayos, since the tropical forest is the powerhouse of evolution, tropical forest is the power, underline, tropical forest is the powerhouse of evolution. Several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. Can anyone say, Krishnagandhi, can you say why it is told the tropical forest is the storehouse, powerhouse of evolution? Can you imagine? Can anyone imagine? First of all, we should know what is a tropical forest, isn't it? Then only we will be able to tell the next step. Which is a tropical. In geography, you have studied, isn't it? Tropical line. 23.5 degree. Something like that, isn't it? Have you studied? Sir, 10th is over. 10th is over. Exam is over. We have already omitted. And now our stomach is empty. Oh, what is that English? I don't know that English word for that. I have studied in Malayalam in 1972. At that time, English was not there. Tropical line. Achamsha Rega, the central line, 0 degree.
Sir, equator.
Equator. I don't know the man. This kind of English words, I don't know. Equator. What is 23 degree, man? 23 degree south and 23 degree north. Krishnagandhi, do you know? Oh, sir, I have already sold my book, so I don't have a book to refer, isn't it? Can anyone say?
Sir, Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn.
Tropical Cancer. Yes, Cancer. That's the thing. That's the thing. So tropical forest is the forest in between 0 and 23.5 degree. Right and left, up and down. Up and down. I will ask our social science teacher. I don't know that name. Okay. So 23 degree, that 23.5. That what is the name of the line? Yes, tropical Cancer. Yes. Tropical Cancer. So that 23 north and 23.5 degree on north and 23.5 bottom. This is what is called tropical forest. Tropical forest. And can you tell me an example for tropical forest? I think Congo forest is tropical forest. Congo. So let me come to a point. Why the tropical forest is the powerhouse of evolution? Can you tell whom? Krishnadi, why it is called? Now I told you what is tropical forest. You see, when we begin with a prayer, everything will come to the real track. When I was in trouble, social science teacher has come at that time. So my doubt is cleared. Why? The tropical forest is powerhouse of evolution, because tropical forest is fully covered. No sunlight will come down and the bottom will be marshy land. In the marshy land, there will be a number of living creatures that we will see tomorrow in the next class. Okay, thank you.